Let's talk about the initial powers of I. I to the first, that's equal to I. I squared, well, we have to consider what I is to be able to figure this one out. I is equal to the square root of -1 by definition. And so when we square this, we're really squaring the square root of -1. And the square root and the square cancel out, and we're just left with -1. So I squared is -1. I cubed can be written as I squared times I to the first. That's -1 times I. That's -I. And I to the fourth is I squared times I squared, and -1 times -1 is just 1. Let's continue on with some other powers of I. I to the fifth is equal to I to the fourth times I, which is I times 1, that gives us I. I to the sixth is equal to I to the fifth times I to the first, that's I times I, and from I squared we know that that's -1. I to the seventh, that's I to the sixth times I, that's I times -1, that gives us -I. And I to the eighth, that's I to the fourth times I to the fourth, 1 times 1 is just 1. Now you'll notice that there is a pattern emerging, that I to the first and I to the fifth are the same. I squared and I to the sixth are the same. I cubed, I to the seventh, and I to the fourth, and I to the eighth. These are the same because the powers of I, as it turns out, are cyclical by 4. I to the first, I squared, I cubed, I to the fourth. This entire cycle is going to repeat over and over and over again. And you'll notice one more thing. The remainder, when you divide 4 by 5, is 1. 6 divided by 4 gives you a remainder of 2. 7 divided by 4 gives you a remainder of 3. And 8 divided by 4, well, that's just a power, that's just a multiple of 4, it's the same thing. So let's consider this as we think about, for example, I to the 17th. What is the remainder when you divide 17 by 4? Well, 4 goes into 17 4 times, and what's left over is 1. Therefore, we're looking at I to the first, because the remainder when you divide 17 by 4 is 1. So I to the 17th is just I. Let's try another one. How about I to the 100? Well, what's the remainder when you divide 100 by 4? 100 is a multiple of 4. Therefore, it'll be the same as I to the fourth and I to the eighth and all other exponent multiples of 4. So this is just going to be 1. How about one more? I to the 2012. Well, let's see what happens when you divide 4 into 2012. When you divide 4 into 2012, 4 goes into 25 times, that gives us 20, 0, 1, that gives us 0, 0 times 4 is 0, here we have 12, 4 goes into 12 3 times, and the remainder is 0. That means that once again, we have a multiple of 4, which will lead us to I to the fourth, which is just 1. So I to the 2012 is 1. Powers of I you can do very easily just by looking at the exponent and trying to figure out whether that exponent is a multiple of 4, and if it isn't, what the remainder is when you divide it by 4. And that remainder yields the initial cycle. Thank you for watching.